Hello my friends, Dr. Mandell here. If you're over 60, I want you to listen closely because the protein powder you've been using may not be doing what you think it is. Most people believe whey protein is the gold standard for rebuilding muscle, but as we age, our bodies change. Our digestion slows, our cells become less sensitive to amino acids, and the same protein that worked in your 30s barely makes a difference in your 60s. But here's the good news. There's one powerful natural food that works better than whey to rebuild and protect muscle mass as you age. For decades, we were told that whey protein was the gold standard for building muscle, the ultimate fuel for strength recovery and performance. It was marketed as the fast-absorbing, muscle-growing miracle that everyone needed after a workout. But what if I told you that after the age of 60, this so-called miracle may no longer be working for you? What if your muscles, your digestion, and your metabolism have all changed so much that the very thing you're relying on to keep you strong is barely helping at all? The truth is hard to hear, but it's liberating. Because once you understand how your body changes with time, you can finally stop wasting effort and start rebuilding real muscle again. When we're young, our bodies are incredibly efficient at using protein. We eat, we absorb, we grow. But after 60, everything slows down, the stomach produces less acid, enzymes weaken, and your cells become resistant to amino acid signals. This phenomenon has a name, anabolic resistance. It means your muscles no longer respond to protein the way they used to. You could drink 2 scoops of whey protein every morning and still feel weak, tired, and flat. But there's one simple, natural food that breaks through this resistance. A food that has been sitting in your kitchen all along. The humble egg, not the white, not just the protein powder made from it, but the whole egg, nature's most complete muscle food. You see, scientists at the University of Illinois discovered something remarkable. When participants ate whole eggs after resistance training, their rate of muscle protein synthesis, that's the process of rebuilding and repairing muscle fibers, was double compared to those who ate egg whites alone. The same exact protein, the only difference, the yolk. That golden center that so many people have been told to throw away. Inside that yolk lies the secret to unlocking protein power. It contains lecithin, choline, vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, and phospholipids, compounds that act like cellular keys, unlocking your muscle cells and allowing them to absorb amino acids more efficiently. These aren't just nutrients, they're molecular activators. They wake up the pathways in your muscles that aging has put to sleep. When the yolk's nutrients interact with the amino acids from the white, something special happens, a biological synergy that even the most advanced protein supplement can't replicate. It's not just about how much protein you eat, it's about how much your body uses. And studies show that older adults can lose up to 30% of their protein absorption efficiency after 60. That's why so many people keep increasing their protein intake, buying more supplements, drinking more shakes, yet their strength never improves. Whey protein may flood your system with amino acids, but without the cofactors that come naturally with whole foods, your muscles can't make use of them properly. Let's go deeper. There's a molecular switch inside your muscle called mTOR. Think of it as the growth signal for your cells. When it's activated, muscle repair begins. One of the most powerful triggers of mTOR is an amino acid called leucine, found abundantly in eggs. But here's the catch, without the nutrients from the yolk, leucine alone isn't enough to fully activate the system in older adults. Researchers at Texas A&M found that when subjects consumed whole eggs, not just leucine-rich whites, their mTOR activation lasted longer and resulted in greater muscle rebuilding over time. That's the science that protein marketing doesn't tell you. Because the truth is, nature's formula, complete, balanced, and unprocessed, always outperforms the laboratory-made one. And it's not just about muscle. The healthy fats in egg yolks are vital for hormone production. Testosterone, estrogen, and growth hormone, all of which decline with age, depend on cholesterol and phospholipids to function properly. When you strip those fats away and rely on processed powders, you're cutting off your body's own ability to produce the hormones that keep you strong. That's why so many older adults feel weaker, even when they're eating more protein than ever. It's not the quantity, it's the chemistry. Whole eggs also provide vitamin D, a nutrient many over 60 are deficient in, and one that plays a crucial role in muscle strength. Low vitamin D levels have been linked to reduced muscle performance and higher fall risk. The combination of vitamin D, choline, and omega-3s in the yolk forms a perfect nutritional matrix that protects muscle tissue and supports nerve signaling. These aren't isolated ingredients, they're parts of a natural design meant to work together, the way our ancestors consumed them. Think about this, every single nutrient in an egg exists for one reason, To create life, the yolk feeds a growing embryo, providing everything it needs to build organs, tissues, and muscle from nothing. So when you eat a whole egg, you're consuming the most biologically complete growth food nature ever made. It's the perfect balance of protein, fat, vitamins, and minerals in a ratio that your body instantly recognizes. That's why your digestion doesn't struggle with eggs the way it might with a synthetic protein powder. There are no additives, no fillers, no artificial flavors, just living nutrition that your body knows exactly what to do with. You see, muscle building isn't about chasing the next supplement trend. It's about understanding biology, your biology. When you eat whole eggs, your body doesn't just get protein, it gets the instructions that come with it. The cofactors in the yolk tell your body how to use that protein, when to rebuild, and where to direct the nutrients. This is something no scoop of whey can do. Whey is fast, digesting, yes, but speed doesn't equal efficiency. It spikes your amino acids temporarily, then fades just as quickly. Whole eggs provide a steady, sustained release, the kind of nourishment your aging muscles need to stay strong throughout the day. Now here's a shocking truth. In a study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging, older adults who replaced one daily whey shake with 2 boiled eggs showed better muscle retention, greater grip strength, and improved balance over a 12-week period. 2 eggs a day. That's it. That's the power of giving your body real food, not isolated powders. Every bite of an egg tells your cells something powerful: to rebuild, to restore, to renew. And when you pair that with movement, even gentle resistance training or walking, your muscles respond like they did years ago. You begin to feel stronger, more stable, more alive. That's not a miracle, that's physiology. So the next time you crack an egg, remember, that small shell holds something far greater than protein. It holds the blueprint of life. And if you're over 60, that blueprint is exactly what your body is asking for. It doesn't need synthetic isolates or fancy packaging. It needs real nutrition, whole, balanced, and complete. Because your body doesn't heal from powders, it heals from food. The muscle you've lost can come back. The strength you once had can return. But it begins with the simplest act: choosing real, whole food over imitation. The whole egg isn't just a source of protein. It's nature's code for regeneration, written in every cell, waiting to be unlocked by you. And when you make that choice, you're not just rebuilding your muscles, you're rebuilding your vitality, one meal, one movement, one day at a time. The human body is a miracle of synergy. Nothing inside it works in isolation. Every movement, every heartbeat, every breath depends on thousands of molecules working together in perfect rhythm. Yet when it comes to nutrition, we often forget this truth. We chase isolated compounds, a protein here, a vitamin there, a supplement promising miracles, and wonder why the results never last. But your body doesn't thrive on fragments. It thrives on connection. It thrives on synergy. And nowhere is that synergy more powerful than in the food nature designed, perfectly balanced from the start, the whole egg. Inside that small shell lies the most intelligent design in nutrition science, a molecular orchestra of proteins, fats, vitamins, and enzymes that communicate with your cells better than any synthetic product ever could. This is where real healing and real rebuilding begin. Because what your body needs after 60 isn't more protein, it's the right environment for that protein to work. Let's look deeper into that environment. Inside every cell in your body is a delicate network of receptors, enzymes, and hormones that must fire in harmony for your muscles to grow, for your energy to rise, and for your strength to return. With age, this harmony starts to fade. The receptors on your muscle cells grow less sensitive. The hormones that once drove your vitality, testosterone, estrogen, and growth hormone, begin to drop. And when these systems fall out of tune, no amount of protein can bring them back on its own. That's where the magic of the egg yolk comes in. The yolk is far more than fat. It's a living chemical matrix, a biochemical command center that reawakens the very pathways aging has silenced. Inside it are compounds like lecithin and phosphatidylcholine, the building blocks of your cell membranes. These substances keep your cells flexible, youthful, and able to communicate with each other. Without them, nutrients can't even enter your muscle fibers efficiently. That means even the best protein can't reach its target. But with these compounds present, your body doesn't just receive protein, it uses it. Every amino acid gets absorbed, delivered, and transformed into new living tissue. Choline, another powerhouse found in the yolk, fuels your brain and your muscles simultaneously. It helps form acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that allows your brain to tell your muscles when to contract. Without enough choline, your nerves misfire, your strength weakens, and your reflexes slow. That's why eggs, rich in choline and supportive fats, are directly tied to improved muscle performance and balance in older adults. It's not just fuel. It's connection between brain, nerve, and muscle. Then there's vitamin D, one of the most underestimated nutrients for aging muscles. Nearly 70% of adults over 60 are deficient in it. And research from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism shows that low vitamin D levels are directly linked to poor muscle tone, slower recovery, and a higher risk of falls. But eggs don't just provide vitamin D, they deliver it in the exact form your body recognizes, accompanied by fats that help it absorb completely. Synthetic vitamin D supplements often fail because they're missing this natural delivery system. The yolk already solved that problem long before laboratories existed. And then there are the omega-3 fatty acids, the silent healers. They reduce inflammation, improve cell signaling, and protect your mitochondria, the powerhouses of your muscles. Chronic inflammation is one of the hidden killers of muscle growth after 60. It clogs communication between cells, weakens recovery, and steals your energy. But the omega-3s in egg yolks, especially when the hens are pasture-raised, work like tiny repair crews, calming inflammation and restoring your muscles' ability to regenerate. All these nutrients, lecithin, choline, vitamin D, omega-3s, they don't work separately. They amplify each other. They form what scientists call a nutrient synergy, where the whole effect is greater than the sum of its parts. That's why studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that eating whole eggs after exercise doubles the rate of muscle protein synthesis compared to eating egg whites alone. When you strip away the yolk, you strip away the very ingredients that make the protein work. And that synergy extends beyond muscle repair. It reaches into your hormonal balance. Because your hormones are the silent conductors of every physical change in your body. Without balanced hormones, no nutrition plan can succeed. Testosterone, for instance, isn't just about male energy, it's crucial for muscle density, metabolism, and motivation. Estrogen isn't just for women, it protects bone and muscle tissue in both sexes. But these hormones depend on one key molecule, cholesterol. The very substance so many people have feared for decades is, in truth, the raw material your body needs to create the hormones that keep you alive and strong. And guess what food contains the perfect, bioavailable form of cholesterol? The egg yolk. In fact, research from the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism found that people who consumed whole eggs daily experienced not only improved muscle recovery, but also healthier levels of anabolic hormones. The hormones responsible for growth, repair, and vitality. The fats in the yolk act as carriers, helping these hormones travel through your bloodstream and reach your muscle receptors effectively. Remove those fats, and your hormonal system collapses like a house without a foundation. This is the piece of the puzzle most people miss. You can't build muscle in a hormonal desert. You need the internal environment, the right chemistry for growth to happen. And the yolk provides that chemistry. It doesn't just feed your body, it teaches it how to heal itself. It's a living instruction manual for regeneration, encoded in every drop of golden fat. And what's even more shocking is how perfectly timed nature's design is. After 60, your body loses its ability to absorb isolated nutrients efficiently. That's why so many older adults take supplements and see no difference. But when you consume whole eggs, you're not giving your body a single nutrient. You're giving it a complete system. The phospholipids enhance absorption. The fat, soluble vitamins improve bioavailability. The choline strengthens nerve signaling. The leucine and other amino acids trigger mTOR, the molecular switch for muscle repair. It's like turning on every light in a darkened house all at once. Everything starts working again. So when you eat that whole egg, what you're really doing is feeding your body the original code of life, the language it understands. You're reminding your cells how to communicate, how to rebuild, how to grow stronger again. And this is why real food outperforms supplements every single time. You can't isolate nature and expect the same results. You need the full conversation, not just a single word. And that's the miracle hidden in something so ordinary. A food so simple, most people overlook it. Yet inside it lies the power to repair muscle, restore hormone balance, and reignite the youthful spark your body thought it had lost. 2 or 3 whole eggs a day, that's not just breakfast, that's medicine. Real, living medicine. Your body doesn't want fragments, it wants harmony. It wants synergy. And when you feed it that, when you give it what it was designed to receive, it doesn't just survive, it begins to thrive again. That's the beauty of the egg. Not a supplement, not a powder, but a perfect symbol of nature's intelligence, a tiny golden promise that healing and strength are still within your reach. Because inside that shell lies everything your body has been waiting for, the spark, the balance, and the science of true regeneration, movement. It is the language of life itself. From the moment you take your first breath, your body is designed to move, to stretch, to lift, to walk, to climb. Every heartbeat is a command, a rhythm calling your muscles into motion. But somewhere along the way, life slows us down. After 60, many people begin to believe that rest is protection, that slowing down is safety. But the truth is the exact opposite. When you stop moving, you begin to age faster. Your muscles weaken, your balance fades, your bones grow brittle, and even your mind starts to lose its edge. Science now confirms what ancient wisdom has whispered for centuries: movement is not optional. It is the single most powerful signal that tells your body, stay alive, stay strong, keep rebuilding. When you combine real food, whole living nutrition like eggs, greens, and complex carbs with consistent movement, something extraordinary happens inside your body. Every step you take after a meal, every lift, every stretch, every contraction sends a message to your muscles that the nutrients you just consumed are needed right now. Your body stops storing and starts building. This process has a name: muscle protein synthesis. And here's the shocking part. According to research from the Journal of Applied Physiology, simply performing resistance training after eating boosts protein utilization by more than 40% compared to eating alone. That means food and movement don't just add together, they multiply each other's power. But most people don't know this. They believe that nutrition happens in the kitchen and exercise happens in the gym, separate worlds. In truth, they are one continuous cycle. When you eat whole eggs, rich in leucine and vitamin D, and then walk or lift light weights, your muscles open up like sponges. Insulin sensitivity increases, nutrient delivery accelerates, and amino acids rush into your muscle fibers to repair and grow new tissue. This is where the transformation begins, not just in how you look, but in how you function. Scientists call muscle the organ of longevity because maintaining it means extending your life. Research from Harvard University shows that people with higher muscle mass have a 23% lower risk of early death, regardless of weight or BMI. That's because muscle doesn't just help you move, it helps regulate blood sugar, blood pressure, and even brain chemistry. Every contraction you make releases myokines, signaling molecules that travel through your bloodstream, reducing inflammation, supporting the immune system, and even improving mood. Movement literally sends healing messages to every organ in your body. But here's the tragedy. After 60, most people lose between 3% to 5% of their muscle mass every decade, not because they can't stop it, but because they stop stimulating it. The body is efficient. If you don't use a muscle, it decides you don't need it. It starts breaking it down for energy. And that's when the cycle of frailty begins: less movement, less muscle, more fatigue, less confidence, and eventually loss of independence. But this cycle can be reversed, and it starts with one choice: to move every single day, no matter how small the step. You don't need heavy weights. You don't need to train like an athlete. All you need is consistency. Researchers from Tufts University proved that even light resistance training, using your own body weight or small dumbbells, can increase muscle strength by 50% in adults over 60 within just 10 weeks. That's not theory. That's transformation. And when you fuel your body with the right nutrients, like the amino acids and healthy fats from eggs, you accelerate that process even further. Imagine this: you wake up, you eat 2 whole eggs with a side of spinach and a slice of avocado. Within minutes, your body begins digesting, amino acids flooding your bloodstream, choline fueling your nervous system, omega-3s reducing inflammation. Then, you stand up and move, maybe a walk in the sunlight, maybe 10 squats, maybe a few push-ups at the counter. Those movements act like a magnet, pulling those nutrients directly into your muscle fibers. The food becomes fuel, and the fuel becomes strength. That's how you rebuild muscle after 60, not through powders or pills, but through the living partnership between food and motion. And here's something even more profound. Studies from the Mayo Clinic proceedings found that combining moderate exercise with nutrient-rich diets increases mitochondrial function by up to 69%. Mitochondria are the engines inside your cells. When they work better, you have more energy, clearer thinking, faster recovery, and a stronger immune system. Exercise literally switches on genes that repair your body, but those genes need raw materials: proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals, the kind you get from real foods. It's a perfect symphony of biology. Food provides the notes, and movement plays the song. Let's talk about something rarely discussed. Movement doesn't just build muscle, it rebuilds the brain. Every time you move, your brain releases a chemical called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, the miracle grow for your neurons. It protects memory, sharpens focus, and even stimulates new brain cell growth. And when you pair movement with nutrient-rich foods like eggs, packed with choline for neurotransmitter health, you create the ultimate combination for mental clarity and physical vitality. That's why people who stay active and eat real food not only live longer, they live better. But we live in a world that tells us to rest, to sit, to rely on convenience. Fast food replaces real food. Pills replace nutrients. Machines replace motion. And that's why aging has become synonymous with weakness. But it doesn't have to be, because every study, every piece of science, every story of transformation says the same thing. Your body is waiting to respond. It never stops listening. Even at 70, even at 80, your muscles can grow, your strength can return, and your balance can come back. All it takes is the right message. And that message comes from you, from the simple decision to eat whole, natural foods and to move your body every single day. Think about it. Food is the raw material, movement is the architect, food builds the bricks, movement builds the house. Without one, the other can't do its job. You could eat perfectly, but never move, and the nutrients will never reach their potential. Or you could move constantly but eat poorly, and your body will have no materials to rebuild. But when both align, the body awakens. The blood flows, the muscles repair, the hormones balance, the mind clears. Even NASA's research on astronauts shows that movement is the difference between vitality and decline. In zero gravity, muscles waste away within weeks, no matter how much protein is consumed. But the moment they perform resistance training, muscle preservation returns. That's how crucial movement is. It's not optional biology, it's survival. So if you want to stay strong after 60, stop separating your meals from your movement. See them as one living cycle. Eat whole eggs, move your body, and let the two work in harmony. Every bite becomes a signal, every motion becomes a message, and together they tell your body to rebuild itself. Because aging isn't just about time passing, it's about communication fading. When you bring back the conversation between nutrition and movement, your body remembers how to heal. It remembers what it means to feel powerful. And it responds faster than you think. So take that walk after breakfast. Lift that weight, stretch that joint, your muscles are listening, your body is waiting. And with every step, every breath, every meal, you're not just surviving another day, you're rewriting what aging looks like. You're proving that strength has no expiration date and that the human body, when nourished and moved, remains the most extraordinary machine on earth. This is Dr. Mandell sending you my love, prayers, and healing energy. Stay strong, stay healthy, and always keep moving forward. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your loved ones over 60, and subscribe for more healing tips to keep your body and mind at their best. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, my friends.